so I can post it today so the people that missed, they can get it later. I have a couple things I want to go through today. We'll finish our notes and I'll talk about the 2 tests that we need to turn in. So what I'm going to do for each class, you know, when you're here, let me move you over here. I'm going to screen. So here's your class, guys. Oh, no. So here's all the stuff that we have turned in. This is what I assigned today, which I'll give you the notes for this today, and I'll show you how I'm going to help you with this tomorrow. That's what I'll talk about a little bit later. So you guys, if you want to turn stuff in, I'll take it. You know, we still got a couple weeks left. Let me go back to this one. Here is the test is going to be Wednesday. Or, I'm sorry, not Wednesday, on Thursday. Tomorrow I'll have some assignment. This is the identification test. So if you guys are looking at this, here is how you'll take the test. All the images are here. Every picture, it's 1 through 20. Okay? Now, the test, though, you can't do any of that. That's just showing you the pictures. The test is down here. Now, when you click on this, you have to edit assignment, and you'll click it on here. Now, look, here's the test. You'll come right here, and you'll type ant / Hymenoptera, whatever the bug is. I don't know. There's 20 of them. Then you come down to the next one. All right. Ant / Hymenoptera. Boom. And you'll just do that for 20 of them, and then you'll be done. Okay? So that's the way the test is going to be set up on Thursday. I will be here for you because if you have a trouble, I want to make sure I can help you. All right, so this is scheduled for Thursday. Now, here's the insect collection. Here's today's assignment. I'm going to share on the way you guys see it. Here is you guys. This is me as a student, okay? When I come into classwork, I just figured this out. If you're coming down to this assignment we already did, if you click here and try to do it, and you open with Cami and all that stuff, sometimes it doesn't save. I don't know why. So watch, I don't know why this is crazy. You have to go here, view assignment, then you do it. And now for some reason, when you open it, it works. Okay, so it's just one more step. I'm not sure why. I mean, it is what it is. So, no thanks. So, all right, so here's where we're going to do this. All right, now. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'll give you a warning. My son is at home too. He's also getting some grades, and I see him sending them in, and then teacher getting them blank. So that's one of the things. If you do that, guys, I'm telling you, before you send it, take a picture of it. Not because we don't believe you. We just want to make sure that you're getting credit for it. Because I see nothing, even if I don't count it against you, if I say, oh, it's nothing out of nothing, then it lowers your possible points. So instead of getting a possible 100 points, it just makes it harder for you to bring your grade up. So take a picture so you can show me later and hold it up so that it's done. We're trying to help you out here, but that was one of the things we found, and we don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, I'm sure somebody somewhere does, but that's one of the problems. You got to open the assignment. Then once you're in the assignment, open the doc in Cami. Okay. Now let me see what else I have. All right. So tomorrow, this will be your assignment. Okay, so open and view assignments and do this. Now, today I'm going to give you the notes on this, so we're going to start now. So if you want to start this, that's fine. But tomorrow, make sure you guys know that it's not an option. You still got to be here, come to class. Tomorrow, I'll videotape. I'm going to give you the answers to this worksheet. So your job is going to be to watch my little video. I'm going to give you the answers and then put them on your own and turn it in. And the reason I do that, if you were here, I'd have you work on it in class today while I'm giving you notes. And then tomorrow we would grade it together with a red ink pen. And then you'd try to see what you did right and what you did wrong. But since we're not here, I will help you by doing that for you tomorrow. So we are going to be on your blue packets. So they look like this. All right, remember I guess it was a week ago now, we finished up here. We talked about Batesian and Müllerian mimicry. Today, we only have a couple slides. This is the second section. We're on page 23. Actually, I'm sorry. We're on page 25, right at the bottom. Sorry. Right at the bottom of page 25. This is in your blue packet. So you'll see today there's only a few slides. So this worksheet 37-2, it's not real difficult, but it's tricky. So the first one I want to give you is right here, pheromones. So this is right at the top of page 26. Now it says a lot of insects communicate with behaviors such as pheromones, producing sounds and producing light. Now you all know lightning bugs make light. Glowworms are baby lightning bugs, but they can glow for a little while. The number one answer for sound, you put crickets. Also mosquitoes. So right here, you put mosquitoes. Light, I would just type in here, lightning bugs. Now, pheromones. Put hormones. Smell. Okay, now this is probably the most insects communicate this way with pheromones. Now, it is a smell, but it's also, remember we talked about how their antennas are kind of taste and smell at the same time. So that's kind of how these guys are. Now, a lot of these hormones are sex hormones. A lot of them are identification, like here is a marker. So when ants, let me stop sharing here. So when ants find food, they'll walk over here, find food, they'll leave a trail of pheromones back to their hive. So the other ants smell that and go right to the food. Now, I always talk about this in class because I think it's kind of funny, but humans, we produce pheromones too. And a lot of times, the worker ants and the worker bees know the queen because she has a sex hormone. So they recognize that as the queen. But we as humans have a pheromone too. And I always tell, you ever hear like, oh, I like so-and-so because it's chemical. And a lot of that's true. In fact, you actually have a gland right at the top of your lip that releases pheromones when you kiss people. So I always tell people, don't kiss ugly people because then you might like them. I'm just teasing, but understand that humans definitely have pheromones and some people are chemically connected to other humans. So remember I said, I don't really care about insects because we're trying to apply what we learn about insects to help us in biology as humans. So recognize that humans also produce sex hormones called pheromones. In fact, a lot of a lot of the colognes and perfumes that we wear actually have pheromones in them. So when you're putting on those pheromones, those colognes, you're trying to attract the opposite sex. So it definitely works. Well, I don't know if it works all the time, but it definitely has we definitely have pheromones. All right, I'm gonna try to reconnect this now. So we have all that. So the next slide looks like all this stuff. Now, I don't have a lot to write here, guys. I wrote it for you. So what I want you to understand is I'm telling you, I'm gonna have test questions on this thing. One of your questions on your, on that worksheet that you're gonna work on tonight or tomorrow, whatever, it says, name the 3 major types of bees. We have worker bees, queen bees, and drones. So there's your answers right there. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3. Now, all worker bees are females. The queen is a female. The only males are the drones. Okay? Now, if it's a real bad winter, they will actually kill the drones because they want to save the honey for the babies and for the queen and the workers. Now, this is I guess I should have went in order here, but it doesn't matter. But I want you to recognize that these answers here, the worksheet that I gave you, the answers are in these notes. Now, if I talk about social insects, probably their biggest form of communication is pheromones. Now, remember right up here, you can write, remember I told you about the cuckoo wasp, the little bright green wasp that goes into honeybees? His pheromones, his smell is exactly like that. So the social groups usually communicate most with pheromones. Now it comes down here, it says, all right, they divide labor among them. Here's what I want you to know. Innate behavior, underline this or highlight it or whatever, it's genetic. You're born with it. You can't fight it. A bee doesn't go out there and think, like you ever watch the cartoon bees and they're tired of their work? A bee can't think that. It's programmed to go get nectar. That's what it's going to do. It can't break that innate behavior. It's genetically pre-programmed to do whatever it's programmed to do. And that's with all insects. They're programmed to go eat, to find a mate, reproduce. That's it. So they don't have a consciousness like we do. They can't think like, oh, I'm tired of working so hard. So that's what we're talking about, this innate behavior. It is a built-in, pre-programmed set of instructions. Okay, the next one here. Now this is amazing. I used to do a big unit on bees, but you see how it takes so long anyway to get through this stuff. But bees are amazing. The worker bees perform many functions during their lifetime, which last for about 6 weeks. That's it. It says at one stage, worker bees are called nurse bees. They work in the hive and they secrete royal jelly, which they feed to the queen. They also give it to some of the youngest larvae. And they're doing that because if the queen dies, they can literally turn a baby into a new queen. Now, the way they pick a queen is it develops the selected larvae are fed a continuous diet of royal jelly. So in other words, guess what's in that royal jelly? Certain hormones. And they can literally change the larva into a queen. Now, they don't want to do that with more than one queen because then the queens will fight, the hive will split. That's not a good thing. So if there is a queen, after a certain amount of time, they'll stop feeding the larva royal jelly and they'll just feed them regular honey. And then those will just grow into regular worker bees. Now, if the queen dies, if she's too old or something happens, they'll just keep feeding some of those babies until the first one turns to a queen. And then that first one will actually kill the other babies to make sure there's only one queen. How do they know that? Pheromones. They can smell. Now, the other thing I want you to know is my neighbor's got a couple hives and he actually ordered a queen. Well, he ordered a queen from, online. When he put it in the hive, guess what? It didn't smell like the original hive. So guess what the worker bees did? It didn't have the same pheromones. They killed that new queen. Kind of weird. Now, we don't know if there's a new queen in there yet or not, but their bees are still flying around swarming. So we know that that hive is still active. And guess what? I would guess that they're trying to make a new queen right now. And it's kind of neat at this time of year is the bees are really active now because they only got about a month, maybe a month now. Once the leaves are gone, the end of October, they'll be not necessarily hibernating, but they'll be in their hive for the winter. So they're very active at this time of year trying to, get enough food for the winter. All right, now this is important about the worker bees up here for a second because we'll jump down here to the next one. Now, honeybees absolutely communicate with pheromones, but look how advanced this is. Honeybees also communicate the distance and the direction and the distance of the food source by performing a dance inside the hive. The honeybee use two types of dances. The round dance indicates that food source is nearby. The waggle dance indicates the direction of the food. Now, I know this is weird. So I'm going to show you this. So basically, a bee goes out. Now think of this. They can go up to 2 miles. I'm going to move you guys so I'm not looking crooked at you. They can go up to 2 miles looking for food. If you're at Reynolds, I'd point. Sheets is right up the road here. They can fly to Sheets finding food or anywhere in a 2-mile radius of that. So that's a big distance. It's a little tiny bee flying 2 miles to find food. So they come into the hive. So here comes this is how I try to remember it. The bee comes in, found all this food, a bunch of flowers up at Sheets, maybe found whatever Sheets is selling. He comes in, he does the round dance like this, all right? So I go like this. The bee comes in, he goes, woo, 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 come look at me, look at me, look at me. And all the bees around him look at him, or her, because they're all females. So they look at her and say, oh, this one found food. So the round dance is, and you can put, to get attention. Round dance, get attention. Now the waggle dance, the bee will do this little figure 8 like this, and he'll waggle like this, and then he'll come around like that. And they waggle their rear end. I'll try to zoom in on that. They'll waggle their rear end in, and they'll keep marking this direction. They'll go back like this way, back like this, that way. And they'll keep doing that. Every time they do it, they're giving a distance of how far it is. So if they do it twice, it's probably right outside the hive. If they do it 25 times, it's probably at Sheets. So they've actually measured, and I don't know the statistics offhand, but they have measured, and they can actually calculate how many times the bee will waggle its rear end, and it waggles its rear end like that, like this. And it does it a certain amount of times to tell the distance. But it goes in the direction that the bees are supposed to fly. So by doing that, the bees know the distance and the direction. Okay? So let me come back to this now. So make sure you know, round dance nearby. Hey, look at me. There's a lot of food. The waggle dance does the direction and the distance. So the waggle dance is more important. Remember, the round dance is kind of get attention. This one tells you what direction to fly and how far to fly. Very complicated. Okay, now the last slide I have here is right here. Now, it says, in defending the colony, worker bees show altruistic behavior toward their close relatives in the colony. By working for the colony, the worker bees increase the propagation of their own genes. Propagation means to continue the line. So what I want you to understand is that bees will sting you and they die when they sting you. But the reason they'll do that, now think of this, all worker bees have the same DNA. They're all clones of the queen. They all have the same genetics as the queen, and so they're clones. So, but by doing that, by defending the colony, they're kind of, in a secondary way, protecting themselves by protecting the colony. They're protecting the genes of the colony. So we went up there to that innate behavior. Which one is it? Right here, this innate behavior. Innate behavior means it's genetic, and I come down here, altruistic means this is an innate altruistic behavior. So they're trying to show that insects have this genetic innate behavior to protect the entire hive. All right, now, if we had a little quiz here, what are insects' legs and wings attached to? You better know it's the thorax. What are the mouthparts of a grasshopper used for? Oh, you better know that. Grasshoppers are cutting and tearing. What is the term for immature form of insect that undergo incomplete? Come on, incomplete. You better know that. That would be a nymph. Complete would be a pupa or a larva. All right, so if I have this on a test, illustration below shows what life cycle. All right, so what kind of life cycle shown? You better know that that is complete. It's term for development stage C. So we come back up to C. What's C? Oops. Queen factor, royal jelly. Oh, these ones are tricky. I'll skip that one. All right. So now what I want to do is I want to come back here, and you guys are going to, you have about 15 minutes left. Remember, when you're opening this, don't open this. I'm not sure why it shows it there, but you come in here to view assignment. And now this is what I see, so I have to stop sharing here. Okay, so now I'm a student. So if I come into this classwork, don't open this. We open this. Now we open this, open here. Oh, and I said here, guys, you do not have to do the vocab. You've already done the vocab. So when you come down here, I'll go like this for you. So let's do drawing. I'll like red. All right. Okay, so this is, I opened the wrong one. I opened 37-1, so I got to go back. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I want to open 37-2. Remember, do not open this. We're going to open the view assignment. Now I can open it. Open with Cami. So I come down here. Let's do a text box right here. Oh my gosh. I have to go in. I didn't make a copy yet, so don't start this yet. Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. Anyway. Sorry, guys. Let me go in. I'll show you what I did wrong so that you can, if it does this again, send me an email saying, Mr. Ford, we can't open it. Let me show you what I did wrong here. So if I go into this, I have to edit it. See, I have to change this. Now, what's funny, once I made it, I can't do it. So I have to delete. So now, assignment. Drive. Here's what I didn't do. Make a copy for each student. This is going to be homework and quizzes. Taking a long time to assign. Sorry about that. All right. So now it should be here. So let me stop that. Let me go back to the, see if it's up there and running yet for, so here's the student one. View assignment. There it is. There it goes. All right, guys. So now it's ready to go. It's up and running. What's innate behavior? You know this one. I got to open with Cami. It's a genetically inherited trait. So thanks. So text box. And you would just type genetically inherited trait. Okay. So now, listen, there's about 10 minutes left. I'm here. I'll help you answer some of these questions. If you have, I don't know, actually, what we'll do is you got about 10 minutes. Why don't you just answer a couple of those questions now? Don't worry about it. Tomorrow, I will have it videoed for you. And I know Daniel helped me yesterday by saying it wasn't posted correctly. I had it on private somehow, so I'll fix that. So I will post every answer that you're working on at 37-2. See how you do. Maybe do the the multiple choice. See how you do. I'm not going to mark it wrong. Tomorrow, you'll be able to go through and make sure you have everything correct. I will probably put 37-1 on also, so that you can correct 37-1, 37-2. Your written test will be next Tuesday. The identification test is this Thursday. So if you're looking at how many points we've got, all the work up until now is probably 100 points. And then the next two tests, we're going to have another 100 points. So half the points are coming in the next couple days here. So we're about 2 days slower than normal than from last year. But, you know, we're not that far behind for all the troubles we've been having. So I appreciate you guys hanging in there and stuff. So I'm going to stop recording now.